Hello everyone, I'm Danielle from Cageless Readings. So today's pick a card. We are focusing on what is your soul purpose, what Ascended Master is helping you with this soul purpose right now, or what skill do you need right now to learn or grow to help you with this soul purpose. I was feeling really called to Selenite for this card reading. It's a great shifter of stagnant energy. It helps clear all the chakras, and it helps clear any conscious or unconscious blocks that you might be experiencing right now. So it did seem really fitting for anyone watching this card reading who might be feeling a little uncertain or a little stuck right now on where to go, what to do. The healing for today will be at the end of this whole card reading. I'm going to try to keep it at about 10 minutes long so that you all have time to do it if you'd like to receive it. So Selenite is supposed to help you become more receptive to messages from your guides, from the universe. So with that in mind, let's choose our piles here. So pile 1 is the Selenite pyramid. Pile 2 is this stick of selenite. Pile 3 is this tower of selenite. So please remember, as always, to ground yourself. The best way to do that is by taking some deep breaths in and out, refueling your body with that life force energy and getting yourself in a state of calm where you can better hear your intuition. So please do so now and then choose your piles. If you've never done a pick a card reading before, I'll give you a quick explanation. You can pick a pile from either looking at the crystal on top, the shape of the crystal. You could look at the deck underneath if something about it is standing out to you. You can look at the timestamps in the description box for each pile. And if you still don't feel called to any of the piles and you have grounded yourself, then it's possible that there just isn't a message for you in this card reading, and it's a good way to know to just trust that instinct and try a different pick a card reading. So don't worry, there's so many out there if one here doesn't catch your eye. Pile 1. So we're starting this card reading and it is 3, 4, 5. I've been paying more attention to the times I start readings at just to give you additional messages if you'd like. So you might want to go and look up the angelic meaning of 3:45 if you feel called to do so. If not, no problem. Okay, so let's just put the cards out and see what you got. We have art, we have Melchizedek, we have curiosity, an apotholite, Jupiter, and then we have introspection, fluorite, and we have a little write-up here for you at the end. Okay, pile 1. So the questions I had was, who is the Ascended Master that is helping you with this soul purpose right now? What is your soul purpose, or one of your soul purposes, sorry. We do have many soul purposes, many things we come here to do, learn, teach. So this is just tuning into one of many. So do remember that. And then what skills you need to learn or grow further to help you with this. And I do want to start a little bit out of order. I want to actually start about talking about this Melchizedek card, Spiritual Law of Attraction. This Ascended Master, his background is, I think he was the nephew of Noah from the Bible. He is the master of sacred geometry, of alchemy, and of teaching us manifestation. So usually what's associated with him, if you see lots of colors, then that's a good sign. Or if you see sacred geometry shapes, that could be another thing. It is also associated with the Archangel Metatron, some of those geometric shapes, so you could be working with both. But in this case, it's Melchizedek that's coming forward, and he also helps us balance our sense of self-worthiness and really calls on us to align with manifesting in things that bring us joy and learning to not manifest in unintentional chaos, if that makes any sense, meaning that we're all constantly manifesting things in. So he calls on you to manifest on a higher frequency, manifesting with intention. And by how to do this is he teaches you to listen to your truth, to listen to your higher self, and to go within instead of going to the outer world for guidance. So the question that he asks you is what he comes up to teach you is to take the steps to be able to listen to yourself, your inner wisdom, your inner higher self. And if you cannot hear your higher self, take steps to find out how you can hear and or to figure out why you can't hear. What's blocking you? What do you need to change? What can you do so that you can hear your own intuition, your own guidance clearer? He also calls on you to reconnect with your highest spiritual counsel, so people who have your highest good at heart. This would be other people such as Ascended Masters or angels or other guides that are of the highest frequency and have your highest good and love and light in mind. So the words that he uses is working with your divine counsel to ease your path. Those are the words that he uses, divine counsel. And he comes forward when we need the reminder to get out of our own way, eliminate any blocks that are stopping us from aligning with our purpose. So that's a bit of a background on Melchizedek and why he comes in, or why he might be coming in for you. I believe it's very manifestation orientated, and very much a reminder to only go within for the answers that are true for you. If you try to look outside of yourself, you will not find the answers there. They all come from within. And to be more intentional about what you are creating in your reality, what limiting beliefs are within you that are creating these manifestations of chaos or of lower frequency. So he really calls for you to take control of your life, to find that self-empowerment, and to build the life that you want. I see him really as like a building teacher. So when I saw this art card, I actually, instead of thinking so much so of traditional art mediumship, so instead of just painting or poems or writing, although those can be things, if that isn't resonating with you, what I got was that these people here might be engineers. They might be some sort of design work, architecture, carpentry, trying to think of other ones. Sorry. If you can understand, like, you're actually someone who creates something out of nothing. You find an idea, you have it as a vision in your head, as an idea in your head, and you draw plans, or you physically bring it into this physical reality. That is one of your purposes here that is coming forward, is that you literally create something out of nothing. Really cool. And then on this card, it says, are you fully present during food preparation, or are your thoughts elsewhere? Observe your thoughts and stay in the moment. With each vegetable you cut and each meal you prepare, maintain a grateful attitude for all it took to bring food to your kitchen. This is really calling to attention. Like, this card over here is saying introspection. So is this card. And also with the Melchizedek card coming forward, around being very intentional about what you're feeling, what you're thinking in the subconscious, maybe in your own conscious thoughts, because that is creating a reality, or creating like a frequency going out to the universe, and that's what it's going to bring you back. So I think if, say, maybe when you're making dinner, you might find yourself maybe being like going over your head some things you're frustrated about in your day, or maybe you get in fights sometimes with family members, or something like that while you're cooking food. It could, something negative might happen while you are actually cooking food. And I've seen this message come up before when we're kind of just like going through our day, like the things that we didn't enjoy, something we might be stressed about. And sorry, cat. That energy while we're cutting and cooking our food and preparing it can go into the food. So instead of the food being a high vibration and very loving and very nutrient for us, it can carry this energy of like, say, resentment, frustration, annoyance, anger, confusion. Just like, it's not exactly the energy you want to put into food when you know you could put love, care, gratitude, nourishment instead. I hope that makes sense. So this is just coming up, I think, for a few of you where maybe you might not be aware of the pattern or the habit you have of what your thoughts are saying while you're cooking your meals or preparing your meals for yourself or for family. And the introspection and curiosity cards here, I really want to talk about those, how this would be a skill to grow or learn more about for this manifestation skill that you're building. The introspection and the curiosity, how I see them is, curiosity is what we're always told to do when there are lower vibrational thoughts or thoughts that we don't like, or you know, like if you have pain in your body or disharmony somewhere, they always say go within and just ask it with curiosity and not judgment what it wants you to know. So if you've always had back pain, you might just go within and hold space as if you were meditating, or just sitting and closing your eyes so you can better tune in and just say, what do you want me to know? That's what it means by curiosity. You're not putting a judgment. You're not saying, oh, you're so annoying, why is this happening? You're just saying, I wonder what it's trying to tell me, or I wonder if there's a message for me, and it's doing this because it wants my attention. Like, just holding curiosity to see. And then the introspection card, I believe, is coming in to just say, like, that meditation state, that state where you're calming down, you're putting yourself into a more peaceful state and going within to find the answers that you're wanting. So if it's about who you are, what you should be doing, your life purpose, what your spiritual gifts are, why you have pain in your body, why you have disharmony in your body, why you're feeling limited around an area in your life, this is really calling on you to go within with that curiosity and know that your highest self, you have the answers that you're seeking. And then once you get the answers, I just feel like this is going to be the keys to you calling in or aligning yourself with the manifestations that are, as Melchizedek represents, that are of your highest alignment, or sorry, that are of your highest good, that are of a higher frequency, that are of a frequency of joy for you. So introspection, fluorite, this card represents self-sufficiency and confidence in yourself and having more self-esteem. And it really calls for you to come to a place where you're more calm and peaceful, and to help get rid of any chaos in your mind, overthinking, anxiety, and worry. And it calls you to not limit yourself, to be free thinking, to be to think outside the box. I feel like there's like a analogy here where they're talking a lot about restrictions that you may have felt in your life. Do you also want to read the back of this card? It says, as an affirmation, my thought processes are conscious and healthy. I am mindful and present as I create meals. My body metabolizes the food I prepare with ease. I am grateful for all involved in bringing food to my table. Ooh, I really like that. Yeah, so hang on here. What's another message coming through? So just to get into a little bit of astrology here, the Jupiter here talks about self-growth and expansion. And I really feel like that's the perfect planet to have put on this card, where it's talking about curiosity and how curiosity will be the thing that helps you. It's like the energy you go into introspection with that frees you from limits that you thought you were restricted to or confined to. And being open will just open so many doors in your life that you thought weren't possible for you, that were closed. I also believe that during this introspection and kind of like this meditation is how I'm seeing it, this meditation practice that forms, is that it's going to really make you feel more connected to the universe, to everyone around you, and it's going to clear up some blocks around feeling alone, or like you are on this path, on this journey, and that it's chaotic and there's no one here helping you. If you felt like that, I do believe that's going to transform and go away the more you meditate, the more you come and approach the limits or the blocks you face in your life with curiosity and asking what limiting beliefs might have gotten you there, what limits or what false realities had led you to believe that that's all you could have. So I believe why this is coming forward for your soul purpose is, I think a big thing for you to learn in this lifetime is to essentially become a master manifester. And I also think part of that is also learning to overcome your limiting beliefs, because no one can be a powerful manifester if they believe they're not worthy of things, if they believe that they are restricted by false beliefs taught to them in childhood or in past lifetimes. So I do believe that you are probably here to eventually someday teach others how to do this as well. And whether that is by actually becoming a teacher or by being a teacher through example. But I definitely see soul purpose is overcoming fears and limitations of this reality here. Sacred geometry, you might have been attracted to that for a while now. It might be something you might want to consider meditating on, like looking at, say, like the flower of life, and just meditating on that symbol and asking, what do I need to know? What messages does the flower of life have for me? And just letting whatever comes forward come forward. And you might need to, I mean, it is like something people study for years and years, just one symbol. So don't feel like if you're not getting a deep understanding right away to pressure yourself. This is something that does take time and will come forward as you're ready to receive it. But that's just like a little secondary note if you're being attracted to this. Yeah. The other thing I keep seeing in this Apotholite card is I feel like really goddess energy. I'm trying to see what it's trying to say. Like, I feel like it's really stepping into the feminine power or the feminine energy within yourself. That could be coming up because of manifestation. Like Kundalini energy is very closely associated with powerful manifestation. So I feel like that could be a bit of the message that's coming through here, is about whether you're male or female, we all have Kundalini energy, and it is a very powerful, like, life force within all of us, and we do have to usually intentionally activate it, unless by other means in our life it gets activated. Something else maybe to consider looking into if you chose this pile is Kundalini. I know there are some warnings about it, and making sure you're prepared for it, as it helps clear out trauma and other lower energies from our childhood, from our life, from our physical bodies. So some people do experience some discomforts and some lower things from those awakenings. So just read up on it before maybe doing a Kundalini activation or something like that, because you don't want to go into anything without all the information. And like it's saying, everything's important that you go within and get the answers and know what's right for you, and not to rely only on someone else's advice. This last card here, I had the intention about just asking, what do you need to know right now? What do you need to hear? They are a little bit random. They're actually soulmate cards, so they're supposed to help you align with your soulmates. And I don't know why I felt very called to use that deck, so I just trusted my intuition and I pulled cards from this pile. Hopefully it makes sense to you. It says, trust in the healing power of love, for it is only through love that happiness is possible. Observe all that transpires, but don't get emotionally attached. The storm will clear. You can be of assistance to the one you love only if you remain positive. Oh, actually, this is very suiting for the manifestation theme. So maybe I should just read that one more time. Trust in the healing power of love, for it is only through love that happiness is possible. When I read this, to me, it seems very important on the fact that this reading here is calling on you to master manifestation. To master manifestation is to master the thoughts you give power to within yourself, the emotions you give power to. And when I see this as a saying, give power to love. Use love to overcome those limiting beliefs. Use the unconditional love to overcome limiting beliefs that were created within you. And then I like the observe all that transpires, but don't get emotionally attached. To me, this is definitely going with the curiosity card, about having the curiosity to ask why that is coming up, why you have a belief around something, why you believe this, why is there that pain in your body, why is there that dysfunction in your body, why are you feeling this way? What is it trying to tell you? And it's saying observe that, but don't put the judgment on it. Don't feel like that is your truth. It's just something that's coming up. Like a meditation, when you're trying to get deeper and thoughts keep rushing in, you give them, you hold space to see them, and then you release them. That's how I see it's calling on to you to do. So if something comes up, you go, thank you for sharing, thank you for being a part of me, and you just release it. You just let it go, and you go back to the question you're asking, or back into the meditation. I hope that makes sense. So observe all that transpires, but don't get emotionally attached. The storm will clear. And I see that as if you're meditating on some fears that are coming up, don't get attached to them. They are probably limiting beliefs. They probably aren't the truth. And eventually they'll settle and go away. And love, I feel like, will be replaced by it. You can be of assistance to the one you love only if you remain positive. So how I actually read that last line is that you are of the most good, you are of the most support when you hold a space of love and compassion with yourself. Through that, you are the best version of yourself. You are being the best version of yourself. Very interesting. Yeah, and kind of the last message I'm getting here from this card, I definitely see this as Melchizedek is coming forward to help you basically overcome your own negative thoughts, like overcome your own limiting beliefs. Like, if you've ever heard the expression, you are your greatest enemy, you are your own greatest enemy, I feel like that is true for this pile, that you can think, or you can have some of the meanest things will be said to you, or thoughts that you were thinking yourself, limits you've put on yourself about not being good enough or not being capable or not deserving something. And he's coming forward to help you basically overcome that battle, win that battle, and change. Like, if you hear alchemy before, it's literally changing the state of something into something else. And I think that's what he's going to help you work on. So if you do feel drawn to either one of these crystals, it was fluorite, apatholite, and apatite. Apatite, I think that's how you say it. I always feel a little weird saying it like that. Apatholite is going to help you, and fluorite is going to help you find balance and hear your intuition and trust it more, and clear just like old, unserving energies. I like the idea of this color stone for you all, like an orangey hued stone, because I really like, well, I guess it's even over here in the borders orange. I like that color because it helps, I feel like, to me, when I think of creation energy, I think of the sacral. I know Kundalini rises from essentially like the root, like the back of the spine, but for me, I always associate it with the sacral. So when I see orange, I associate it with creation, Kundalini, manifestation energy. So that might be a color you should wear a little bit more of. Have in crystals around you, something orange. Yeah, eat more orange. Just surround yourself with orange right now. Okay, that's all I got for you. It was a little bit of a short reading. Hopefully clarified some things for you, reminded you of some messages you've been needing to hear. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in the Reiki session, it is at the end of this whole card reading. You can find the timestamp in the description box below. So thank you for leaving a like or comment. It just helps this channel get a little more put out there. So thank you for doing that if you feel called to it. Hello, Pile 2. You all chose this, I guess I called it a stick, I think, of selenite. Selenite wand, that sounds better. There you go. Okay, I'm just gonna put down the cards and we'll see what you all got. All right, we have Sunstone, Deep Knowing, Transitions, Calcite. Ooh, I actually love calcite. It is a primary stone and found in the mountains around here, so I do love it. Mother Mary, Nurture Yourself. Ooh, I'm trying to say this right. Amaterasu. Sorry, I've realized that Ascended Masters all have names that I'm not very good at pronouncing. Come Out of the Closet, Nurture Yourself. This one says Just It, and it's Hindonite. And then we have some extra messages you need to hear right now, and we'll read those at the end. Okay, Pile 2, so few things happening here. I do want to talk a little bit about this Sunstone card. I actually want to talk about all of them, but the Sunstone, this card is really commenting on that you have access to ancient divine wisdom within yourself, and to look within, trust your gut knowings, your gut feelings. So if you're very clairsentient, to trust that you have all the answers within yourself, to stand strong in your confidence and trust what you feel but can't always see. And the thing that I find very interesting with the deep knowing card coming through the sacral chakra is that you have, like, this feels like very like feminine energy, much like pile 1. I feel very much like a feminine energy coming through for this pile to connect with the divine feminine and the power you have of creation within you. And I don't mean just like creating babies. I mean really creation energy, as the feminine energy is all about creation. And the interesting thing about these two goddess cards coming through is they both talk about mirroring divine light. So Mother Mary, most of you probably know, she comes through often to remind us of the divinity within ourselves, and that she is a mirror of the divinity within us. And then the story behind this Japanese goddess, Amaterasu, sorry about the pronunciation, is, so her story is quite interesting. It's a little bit out there, but she's the sun goddess in, I believe it's Japan mythology. And I mean, feel free to correct me on that. You might know this goddess a bit better than I do, but her story, from what I understand, is talking about being a sacred mirror reflecting back at us what we have within ourselves. So she was the sun goddess. She got upset and she went into a cave and all light was lost from the world. And in this story, it took someone essentially tricking her out of this cave by showing her a mirror and her seeing this beautiful light. And she didn't realize that it was a mirror image of her. She thought that she was seeing someone else, so she could recognize the beauty and the light that it brought and the value that it brought, but she couldn't recognize that in herself. So she comes forward to remind us that we are this divine light being, and that calling on you essentially to know your value, to know your gifts. And that's so neat to me that these two goddesses, or sorry, this goddess and Mother Mary, like this nurturing female, came through, is because I feel like they're both reflecting the same message. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really cool. So how I'm seeing why this could be applicable for you, and I know this is supposed to be an Ascended Master that is helping you with your soul purpose, but I feel like right now what's blocking you from attaining your soul purpose is that sometimes you can withdraw yourself. Like you can sometimes hide your light, and it's not because of self-care or self-love, but it's coming from a place of you not seeing your own value, your own, like the light that you bring to people's lives. So if you're watching this, I believe one of the big messages that are stepping forward for you is that when you hide yourself, when you take your light away from the world, that you're not just taking joy from your own life. You're not just taking love from yourself. You're not withholding love from yourself by taking yourself away from others, from connection and community and those sort of soulmate relationships. You're also taking a light away from the world itself, because they're saying you are such a light worker. You're such a beam of light. You are so divine. And when you take that away from the world, when you hide it, that you're taking that love away from friends, from family, from the other people that you could have come across paths with. And they're not saying this to guilt you. They're saying it to make you realize that You are a bright light. You are valuable. You are precious. Like they say, like they are a mirror of what you are. But you just can't see yourself as that. So they step forward to help you see your value and your light and your power. And that know that you bring a higher vibration to this world by just being you. You're so shiny. You're so vibrant. And you elevate those around you. I really find it neat because I see the transition card here. And I think that's part of the things that you need to grow is basically changing or transitioning how you see yourself and how you see the feminine within you, because I see like the moon card here. Actually, when I see like sunstone and moon, it's very interesting. It's like that balance between your masculine and feminine energy, like truly seeing the value in both sides of you, in all of you, in the yin and the yang, in the shadow and in the light. Truly being able to hold space for both those aspects of you, of all of you, is how I see you transform the world around you and transform yourself. The deep knowing, this here, I believe, is talking about really trusting your deep wisdom, your deep knowing, the wisdom of your soul that you can't prove to others, you can't explain to others. It's just so deep within you, this knowledge. And when I see the Justice card over here, I just think that that is part of the purpose for sure, like bringing justice to this world, standing up for those who don't have a voice. Upbringing the world. But it's also funny that it says lawyer here. So I really do see it as like defending those who don't see their value, who don't feel empowered, who don't feel like they have the power to say no, to help themselves, to refuse something. It could be children, I should say, actually. Sorry, that was just coming through. For some of you, I think your soul purpose involves children and working with them and protecting them, nurturing them. So I think this is why these things are coming forward, because what's blocking you from perhaps fulfilling this, maybe you already have started doing this, but maybe doing it to the extent that your soul is capable of, on the scale that is capable of, I believe is you seeing your true self. You being able to look in the mirror and see your divinity, your light, your powerfulness, your gifts, your beauty, your value. Come out of the closet. You know, I'm just reading that now, and the message that I'm getting is to come out of the spiritual closet. Let people see you. Let people know you. Get out of that cave that that you might be stuck in, that you might be hiding your value and your brightness in. All of you is beautiful, and all of you is needed to do the work that you need to do here. And the other really neat thing about the name of this crystal, I'm just realizing, Heidenite, like it's spelled like hiddenite. And it seems funny because I feel like you are hiding. You're hiding. Wherever you are, you're kind of hiding. So that's really kind of funny to come out in a crystal. Oh, that's so funny. The affirmation for this says, I am calm. I am diplomatic in both personal and business pursuits. Success is mine. But I actually feel like the main importance here is actually just furthering that whole you are hiding principle here. It says, do you have a tendency to want to offer advice or mediate on another's behalf? Be willing to negotiate to arrive at a fair outcome. When disagreements arise, diplomacy is required at this time and always. Keep your own counsel and be clear and calm. I really like that for this pile. Calcite does seem pretty important in itself for this pile. calcite usually is a very good transformational stone. So I wonder if maybe right now you're in a point in your life where you experience some major life changes, or you're feeling called to, what's the word, like maybe like create change throughout many different aspects in your life, maybe in friendship, maybe in the work you're doing. You might feel called to shift careers or change careers and find something that is more aligned with you. I do feel like feminine energy is very important for this pile. It keeps coming up. Connecting with the feminine within you, trusting the feminine energy. Feminine energy kind of holds compassion and space for people. So maybe that's also important, because I feel like if you are working with children, they do just need the space to be heard and voice their opinions, because a lot of people don't listen to them. Yeah, I feel like calcite could actually be a good stone to have around you right now. It might be worth looking into yourself and then seeing if it resonates. But I just feel like it's really going to be good for the transition you're going through, for the spiritual growth you're going through. It clears you. I think it's going to balance you, and it's going to help you to trust in those instincts, those gut knowings, that intuition. Something about it feels very good for this pile and your energy right now. And then the other thing I want to mention is Mother Mary. And this might be something that you're just needing to hear more so than soul purpose. Mother Mary comes forward to help us attract in the right people, circumstances, connections, places, whether if you just like a house you're looking for, a new place of work. They just help. She helps us attract in not just what's best for us, but what is mutually best for everyone, what is mutually fulfilling. So the person that is the most aligned with you and is needing the skills that you have, as well as you're needing the skills that they have, those types of people are going to be finding you right now, or those types of places, connections, or circumstances. So it's really just saying to trust in essentially that coming in for you, trusting that you can have that those exist for you, and being open to accepting those opportunities. But I think also for this pile, it's knowing that that can happen for you, that you can have something that's mutually aligned and fulfilling in the highest good of everyone to come in. And just another note is that trusting that there can be mutual healing in sacred connection, so that you can receive healing that you didn't think maybe was possible through like soulmate connections. And it doesn't just have to be like romantic soulmates. It could be friends that are soulmates. It could be, yeah, I don't know, just something along those lines. But just knowing that there is healing in being aligned with people. Okay, so just to finish this off here, I had pulled these two cards just asking what do you need to hear right now, and they might seem a little bit random. They came from a soulmate deck, but I just trusted that it was something you needed to hear, and it might not be talking about your soul purpose. So the first one I got, this is also one where you got two, the other one's only got one. It says, have you lost sight of what is really important? Remember a time when life was simpler and the world seemed like a giant playground, just waiting to be explored. Perhaps it is time to rediscover that world together. And a new love is coming your way, yet in order for this to manifest, you must first release the past. Are you ready? All it takes is a conscious desire to do so. So this one actually feels very fitting for the Mother Mary card that was coming in about new, divine, mutually aligned relationships, and that one can heal and grow with a divine relationship like that. And to trust that, it really did actually say to trust that there's mutual growth and healing in divine aligned relationships. might be something that you're needing to hear right now, especially if you've been feeling a little bit withdrawn from the world, from other connections, that you just might need to hear that. All right, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hopefully it brought some guidance or some information around something you've been struggling with. I hope you have a great, great day. If you want the Reiki healing, it is at the very end of this card reading. You can find the time stamp in the description box below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking or leaving a comment if it resonated. It just helps the channel. But always do whatever feels right for you. You all have a good one, and hopefully I see you around. Hello, pile 3. You chose the Selenite Tower. Sorry, I actually ended up not getting back to this third pile until the next day. So that's why things look a little bit different, but I kept all the cards aside. So I'll put them down now, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what came up for you, what your soul purpose is, and what Ascended Master is working with you. Okay, let's actually go like this. And you actually got way more of these cards than others. They're just little write-ups. Okay. Let's see. Okay, pile 1. So I might jump around a little bit for this pile, but the soul purpose I'm getting, or one of your soul purposes, I should really reiterate, because I think there's going to be a lot more than just this one. But the protection stood out to me right away, and I think whatever it is that you end up doing is going to involve working with, either it's like, what am I saying? Like, I see almost like refugee kind of, like people who've lost everything, who've come from very traumatic areas, or I see like working with young people who have had a lot of trauma, like specifically kids, or I see volunteering in homeless shelters and people who, once again, have had a lot of trauma. In each case, they have a lot of trauma, and they almost in some ways, because of the trauma in their lives to that point, whether they're adults or children, haven't been ones that ever felt secure. And I feel like they're almost, I don't want to say underdeveloped necessarily, but like they aren't able to know how to function in a regular society because they haven't ever experienced that. They've just worried about surviving. So I see you as this like protector role, this teacher role who comes in and helps people who have come from, I see a lot of like wartime areas, a lot of civil war, can't say that word right now. Civil war, try again. And I do see kids though. I do see kids and women specifically. They keep showing me women. And I do think environment could also be something that you're a big advocate for, because I do feel like this energy here. Sorry there. Had some cats issues come up. Okay, so what was I saying here? So yeah, the energy I get here is one of the soul purposes is very much a protector of the like innocent people who have had a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse, and protecting them. So I actually see it in either sense. Some of you could even go into like lobbyist groups or like kind of law defense. But I think for the most part for this group, it's more just caring for them and helping them find resources that serve their highest good, that doesn't, doesn't take advantage of them. They don't get lost in the system. They don't get forgotten. I feel like you are the people who make sure that they get the help they need. You might be the help, or you might, I kind of get, are more the connector to the resources that can get them help. The other thing I want to say is about the environment. I do think there could be some things there as well. For some of you, your energy feels very well connected to nature and having a lot of respect for it and seeing it as an equal. So I wouldn't be surprised if you do like cleanups in like if you ever do like ocean cleanups or things like that, you wouldn't be surprised, because it feels just so intertwined with your energy, your soul energy, the environment. And then the other thing that really is standing out to me right away was this card here, Malachite. When I see this, I just see that whoever has chosen this pile, they're literally here to learn how to transmute energy from bad to good. So that would make you just the perfect person for people who've undergone a lot of trauma, because it's literally saying that the skills that you will need or need to grow for this soul purpose is the ability to take trauma, limiting beliefs within yourself and transmute it into gifts, into love, into purpose, into just the complete opposite. And I think you're going to help do that for other people. So I feel like you might be in the process of doing this for yourself. You might have already started, but just going through and trauma and limiting beliefs, changing those into something beautiful, into the thing that empowers you, and then being this amazing, I almost see like role model protector who helps other people who've undergone immense trauma be able to do that for themselves as well. And you being a space that can hold, sorry, I said that backwards. You being someone who can hold space so that these people can also experience that level of transformation within themselves. And then the other thing going on here, so the Ascended Master that's working with you, it says choose peace. What I know him for, so I'm sorry, I can't ever say his first name, so I'll say just Yogananda. He is known for Kundalini energy and a specific type of yoga. It's called Kaira Yoga. It's really interesting it came up with this pile, because Kundalini energy, although it helps with like crazy manifestations and basically the recreation of just life itself, it also helps us, when it's activated, to release trauma held deep in our bodies, so deep in the tissues. So it's very suiting for this pile, because Kundalini energy is the strongest energy you can activate in your body to get rid of trauma. So that's really cool. Kaira Yoga, from my understanding, teaches like masters, I should say this, the absolute masters at this practice have learned to not even need breath to survive. I mean, they do still breathe, I think, outside of meditation, but when they meditate, despite however long it is, they've like mastered a way of exhaling and breathing in at the same time, and realizing that they create their own life force and that they don't need anything outside of them. It's a really interesting thing to look into. Maybe you should, if you've gotten this pile, Kaira Yoga, maybe we'll add it in a little text box here. Like I said, though, I'm not saying that we don't need breath. I actually believe breath work is very important. So I'm obviously not a master of Kaira Yoga. I have not practiced it and understood it for many years, so I'm not saying do not breathe. I actually recommend doing lots of breath work, but they're just saying in this practice, they teach you, once you've mastered it, truly mastered it, that you don't even need breath, because the life force you create within yourself. The other thing about Yogananda, he believed that the true masters of Kaira Yoga, the true masters could materialize or dematerialize their physical bodies at will. So that obviously makes sense why he believed that they didn't even need breath once you've mastered it, because everything you wanted you could create within yourself. And he didn't actually invent it. It was an ancient technique that was said to be lost in history, and he had just re-brought it into, I think specifically the Western world. He lived there and he taught, so like the US and Canada, a lot about it. I think it was more specifically the US. But Canada is always influenced by everything the US does. If you come from Canada like myself, you probably already know that. We are the same, but very different. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else. He also helps you learn. So like if he's coming up and with just everything else coming out here, he teaches us, or specifically you in this case, to banish any fear or anger from your mind and body. He teaches to learn true self-discipline and self-sufficiency. And he also teaches you how to truly trust the universe or God. Okay, and then I actually did write down a little quote from what he said, because I wanted to make sure when I was talking about what he did for breath mastery, I wasn't getting wrong or didn't say in a inaccurate way. And the thing that I had written is the goal is to learn. So in his practice, Akira Yoga, the goal is to learn that one can live solely by the inner source of cosmic energy, that the body is a wave of all cosmic life. One doesn't even need to breathe. Okay, I think that's all I really have to say about him, other than maybe the fact that, so he obviously was a yogi, and he was a guru, and he was also a Hindu monk. So that is the Ascended Master that's coming forward to help you with where you're at. And like I said, just with the people I think you're going to be working with, it makes sense that he's coming up, because he's basically teaching you to become the master of you, not needing anything outside of yourself, being able to transform any dysfunction, any disharmony in your own body, in your emotional body, in your spiritual body, and transmuting it, changing it into like a higher frequency, literally transmuting negative to positive. So really cool stuff. Not for the faint of heart, of course. You have chosen some big work things. And then the Resolve card, it's very interesting. What am I getting from here? I actually kind of see Resolve more as, what's the word I'm looking for? Like consistency. Understanding that one does not do this once and never does it again. I almost get that understanding that this is a practice. This is something that has to be done maybe daily, maybe a couple times a week, depending on how far you take it. But I almost see like as Resolve, it is being consistent. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. And what else do we have going on here? I guess I could just read this card yet. It says, do you have a strong affinity for the well-being of nature and the environment? Bring your focus towards earth-centered awareness and observe how your actions influence the environment for the next 7 generations. Remember, you are a steward of the earth. And I think you already know that. I definitely feel like you have great energy. It feels very earthy, very naturey, compared to others who feel very ungrounded. You feel very grounded. And then the affirmation says, I am grateful for this blue-green planet, and I treat it with honor and respect. I am aware of the results of my actions. I think and act with global consciousness. Yeah, it's so funny. As I read this, I definitely feel like if you've chosen this pile, your energy really resonates with yoga or like a slow form of yoga. I don't get fast. I get that this pile does well when they slow things down and do yoga more so in a meditative state versus in I don't know, like there's some really fast yogas. I'm trying to think of some now where you like are constantly going up and down. I see this more as like a slow form where you hold a pose for a little bit and then you move slowly, very slowly into the next, and it does something for your very body's energy. It really gets everything circulating and moving. It almost feels like yoga for this pile would be like Tai Chi for another pile, where Tai Chi, you're like doing very different actions to move the flow of your energy. I feel like for yoga, that's how your body prefers to move energy. Like I said, only ever take what resonates and leave the rest. It is a general card reading. I do want to read this now. So it says, close your eyes and feel your spiritual connection to everything on this planet. Every person, animal, tree, and flower. Feel the ocean, the wind, the sky, all in perfect harmony, moved by the one internal flow of love. I like that this said feel the ocean, because although I was saying you all feel very like earthy and grounded, I don't want to disclude watery feeling as well. Like when I see water, I think of Mother Earth still. And I do feel like this pile resonates a lot with water as well, but your energy is very calm. How should I put that? Some of you are like, that's not true. I feel like when you're in harmony, when this energy is in harmony, it actually is in like a gently flowing stream where it is always moving, but it's moving in harmony and not in chaos, where, it feels calm. Okay, so here it says, you are entering a period of positive change, deep and profound transformation that occur at the deepest level of your being. You emerge with a renewed passion for life, full of romance and creativity. Ooh, I like that. And the last little card here that just, what do you need to hear right now about your soul purpose? Your love life will transform when you learn to truly love yourself just as you are. You are perfect just the way you are. Accept this and you will be amazed by the changes it brings into your life. Yeah, there we go. That one wasn't a super long card reading, but I feel good with what was said. I don't want to really add too much more. It seems like you're going to be doing some really great stuff though. Like to reiterate what I was saying is I just see that you're really going to help heal the most wounded on the planet. And I don't know how that will happen. It could be humanitarianism work, volunteer work at shelters, at refugee camps, at orphanages or foster homes. I'm not too sure what specifically will look like. They just showed me again and again, like a woman face who was crying, and they really said like it was a refugee, someone who had only experienced the hardships of life. And that you would come in and be someone who was very protective, who guided them and made sure that, I just got that didn't get lost in like the system, didn't just get lost and find themselves on the street, but in a different country now, or still just living in PTSD. I just feel like I don't think you're going to be specifically a therapist or anything, but you're just really going to make sure these people get the help they need, and I think just who you are naturally is going to heal them as well, but I couldn't tell exactly how you were going to be working with them. Okay. All right. That's all I have for you all. If you are interested in receiving the Reiki healing, it is at the end of this whole video. If not, have a great day. I just want to thank you for your time and watching this, and just thank you for liking it or leaving a comment. If it resonates, it does help the video get a few more views. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys around. Hello everyone, welcome to the Reiki session. I decided to bring out all the crystals for today, really help clear and balance any of your chakras that you might have been having some disharmony with. So if you would like to receive this Reiki session, just affirm or say yes in some way to receive it. And please ground yourselves by taking 4 deep breaths or visualizing the roots going down to the center of Mother Earth so you can best receive this healing today. I am gonna start off by just reading a little intention for us all for this healing. I do feel like it can make it a little more powerful sometimes, so I'm just gonna ground myself and then do that with you. All right. I call upon and invoke to step forward the highest form of source energy, which is love. To step into this clearing, and any guardian angels, the archangels, and any other guides, all in the energy of love and light for the highest good of all involved, to please step forward now and assist in this collective clearing. I ask that the collective is surrounded in peaceful, loving energy during this clearing, and that I remain a neutral, unbiased channel for the highest form of love, which is source energy, on the behalf of the Cageless Reading viewers today. I ask that your spiritual team applies this clearing for you now or whenever you hear this, that this be done by the highest vibrational divine energy. I ask that the guides working with you now are aligned, upgraded, and able to support you through this clearing and afterwards on your journey. I ask that the guides that are by your side now are of the highest vibration, wisdom, and love to best bring in this clearing for you today. Okay, so I'm going to be silent now, and I'm just going to send some balancing energy, some supportive energy through Reiki for you all in your highest good in love and light. right. Please just gently come back into awareness. Remember to drink a little more water today. It helps clear out anything that isn't serving you and helps you get out of your body a little bit faster. The main focus I had today was just general balancing and reconnecting all your chakras so that they were working together a little smoother. Okay, well, you all have a beautiful day. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this video and accepting this balancing. Now take it easy on yourselves.